What's up, everybody? It's Christopher J, Sick Hands RBN. It's a bright and sunny Friday morning, and we're on our way down to South Jersey to visit an arcade we haven't been to in quite some time. We're stopping in at the Deptford Mall to revisit their Round1 Bowling Arcade. The last time we did a full walkthrough over here was all the way back in March of 2024. For a long time, Deptford was the only option for Round1 in the Garden State. But ever since their northern locations up in Elizabeth and Edison opened up, those two spots are much closer to us. Pulling up here feels like visiting an old friend you haven't seen in a while. And while everything looks the same from the outside, inside it's a completely different story. The entire layout got a change up. There's a ton of new games, and their claw machine section is bigger than ever. Let's head inside and see just how different Round1 in Deptford looks as of mid-2026. Come on in! Even just walking in from the mall entrance, you can very easily see things look a lot different. This entire section used to be all rhythm games, but now we've got the big dual screen racers and VR games over here. Another noticeable change is the addition of a dedicated coin pusher section. They've been adding more and more of these as of late to all their locations, so I'm not surprised to see them all consolidated in one spot. I am a little bit sad to see none of the Konami pushers here though, like the new TMNT pusher, or even older ones like Smash Stadium, Power Pros, and Gold Railroad. New Jersey's Gaming Commission strikes again, I suspect. The rest of the ticket games are mostly spread throughout this section, along with a few other miscellaneous shooting games and racing games.
Tickets when you collect all open superstars.
I find it hilarious how often Perfect Pump has been popping up at arcades throughout New Jersey, especially considering this is the only state left where you can't pump your own gas. We've got another small section near the escalator and elevator over here, which focuses primarily on racing games, such as Mario Kart and Maximum Tune. And then another small section of a few more ticket games can be found back here along this back wall. The biggest surprising change for me is the relocation of their Japanese rhythm game section. This is a staple of Round 1, and usually they're located pretty close to one of the entrances. During our last visit, it was still over by the mall entrance. But now, they've moved all their music games over here by the party and karaoke rooms. They also appear to have gotten rid of a few of their older games, such as Crossbeats and Theater Rhythm, but I still see Waka and Project Diva alongside newer machines like My Deluxe and Poppin' Music High Cheers. And it's also really good to still see Groove Coaster over here. Even though that game's gone offline, it's still a favorite. This new Alpha Ops VR Strike game is another one you don't see too frequently, so it's surprising to run into down here. A couple more shooting games along the edge here, and then it looks like we're going to be starting off in the claw machine section. Or are we? Now, I wasn't expecting to still find these Sitdown Noir candy cabs over here, and it looks like we've got a few older games operating right now. Salamander 2, Sega Tetris, and Street Fighter 02. Nice to see them still kicking when a lot of other locations have been cutting back on these cabs. Now this is another huge surprise for me. Deptford actually added a pinball section. They're all older games, nothing newer than the 2017 Star Wars, Aerosmith, and Guardians of the Galaxy games, but still, this is 6 more pinball machines than the last time I visited, and even more so, it's the first time we've seen pinball at a New Jersey Round 1. But seriously, how much longer until we get some Pokemon or Sonic at Round 1? Come on, y'all. There's a few more candy cabs over here along the edge of the bowling alley. A bit weird that they're splitting them across 2 locations, but we've got a few Street Fighter 6 Vulixes, a pair of Nessica Cross Live cabs, a couple Tekken 7s, and even a Soul Calibur. Right on. This back corner still offers a few pool tables for hourly rental. Not too many takers at 10 a.m. on a Friday morning, apparently. The other physical activity here at Deptford are the bowling lanes. There's a dozen of them over here. Not too much to say about that. If you're a bowler, you know what you're gonna get here. Fine for casual, fun family bowling. Okay, now it's time to check out the claw machine section for real. This got significantly expanded since the last time we were here, so let's take a walk through and see what their variety of prizes looks like at the moment. Keep in mind that due to New Jersey state regulations, they're pretty much limited to primarily having traditional claw machines. Although they've been adding some of the newer prize redemption machines, like this Getter Spin D, there won't be any of the Japanese-style UFO catcher variants, such as dropping ping pong balls into a grid or pushing a prize through rubber bands. Even still, though, they've definitely bulked up their selection of prizes here, and instead of being nothing but plushes, there's several machines where you can win boxed figurines as well. Another fascinating addition are these new TryCatch claw machines. I wasn't sure if these would make it out here, but they're a new kind of claw machine where there's only 2 prongs and they rotate, and you have to stop it just right in order to pick up the prize. There appear to be quite a few of them throughout the claw machine section over here, so I wonder how popular they are at the moment. Honestly, being surrounded by all these claw machines gets kind of dizzying after a while. Round 1 has really been killing it with their cross promotions as of late. So much so that most of the locations have these boards showing off their current promos. Right now they've got ones for Honkai Star Rail and One Piece that recently started, amongst other collabs that have been happening for a while like Hatsune Miku and Hololive. Alright, we're just about done with the tour, but before we head out, let's take a quick peek inside the victory zone to see what you can redeem with all those tickets you've won. I'm sitting on a few thousand myself at this point. I gotta say, it's incredible to see just how much the Deptford Round 1 has changed since the last time we were out this way. They're definitely playing to their strengths, with the relocated rhythm game arena, imported Japanese candy cabs, coin pushers, ticket games, and more. I was shocked to find pinball over here. Even more surprising to find out they actually played really well. And the claw machines, although they still don't match what can be found out of state, they have a really good variety of prices. Just for pure convenience, I'll still probably be sticking at Jersey Gardens or Menlo Park for the immediate future, but if I find myself down this way, I'm gonna have to carve out some time to visit our old friends at the Deptford Mall. I've been Christopher J, Sick Hands RBN, reminding you to like, comment, subscribe, or join, and I'll see you all next time. Hey, it's me, Christopher J, Sick Hands RBN. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video, and very special thanks to all of our channel's fans, super fans, and sponsors. If you want to help support more arcade tour videos and road trips, please click the join link on the end card here or down in the description for more information on channel memberships. See you all next time.